Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our December week one. All right, so I believe not everyone is here as usual, late as usual. We only have like five here. All right, so let's not wait any further. What are we doing today? By the way, hope you have received your December notes. Okay, your December notes will be with you as we speak. Most of you anyway. All right, so what are we doing today? I'm sorry to say we are doing more revision. Okay, we will start with biology revision. Okay, I know it's gonna be a bit boring, okay, but uh, December is gonna be a revision week, okay, to get you prepared for your the true final exam. All right, so we are doing Form 1 Chapter 2 for today. Okay, Form 1 Chapter 2. I know this is a very old topic already. Most of you probably is already very familiar with this chapter, but anyhow, we still have to do the revision. Okay, we still got to do what we got to do. Okay, so let's start here. So what is your cell? Okay, I believe you know this. Cell is the basic unit that makes up living things. Okay, so cell to us is like what a brick is to a house. Okay, a house is made of bricks, many bricks put together. So your body is made of many cells put together. So it's the basic unit. All right, so all cells, they will carry out life function. Okay, so you have four life functions. Only when you carry these four functions out, you are classified as a living thing. Okay, so your growth, okay, you will grow, cells will grow, you will do respiration, your cells will, respiration is not breathing, respiration is breaking down your glucose using oxygen. Okay, so only when you do this, when you produce energy, you're classified as a living thing. Okay, that's respiration. And of course, reproduction, you can make another one of yourself to create another new cell. Okay, that is reproduction. And of course, excretion, perkumuhan, is to throw things you don't want out. So only when you do these four processes, you are classified as a living thing. Okay, and of course, the reproduction is what we call cell division. Cells, they undergo division to form new cells and repair damaged cells. Okay, pembahagian cell. So it's like your skin cell. If you die like four skin cell, they will regrow that four skin cell and then they will stop. Okay, so anyway, let's look at your animal and plant slide. Uh, I hope that you have a chance to play with a microscope before this. Okay, your Form 1 should be 2 years ago, okay, the year before MCO. So I hope you have the chance to touch this. All right, so when we look at animal cell, we look at our chick cell, okay, cell PP, and plant cell, we will usually look at our onion cell, okay, cell bawang. So in both cases, they are almost the same. Okay, you put them onto a slide. Okay, you add water, you put them onto a slide, and the most important thing is for animal cell, for our chick cell, you will add something called methylene blue. Okay, biru metallina, and of course for onion cell, you will put something called iodine solution. Why put these two things? These two are what we call dyes. Okay, dye, berwarna. So why do we need this dye? We need to dye the cell so that we can see your cell. Cells have no color. Okay, cells, they are colorless. So if you don't color the cell, you will not see anything. So this is why we add methylene blue and we add iodine solution. So this is why your chick cell looks blue because of the methylene blue, and your onion cell will look kind of yellowish because of the iodine solution. Okay, so you cover that, okay, and then you use filter paper and suck away the excess water, put it under your microscope, you should be able to see something. Okay, so I hope you have done this before. And of course, moving to the main part of this chapter, which is the part of animal and plant cell. As you know, animals have four parts in their cell, and plants have seven. Okay, so plants have three more parts more than us. Okay, so I believe you know what is the nucleus. Okay, and you need to know the function. Okay, they are to control cell activity. They are like the boss of your cell. Okay, they control everything that is happening in the cell. So think of your cell like a factory. Okay, your cell is like a factory. So this nucleus, it controls the operation of the factory. Okay, whether should this factory stop working or should it start working, everything depends on the nucleus. All right, and then of course the cell membrane, this is like the guard house of your cell. Okay, you know what's your guard house? I'm sure your taman has a guard house, right? Whoever stranger without the access card, when they want to enter your taman, they have to pass through the guard house. So they have to get permission from that. So same thing, your cell membrane, okay, membrane cell in DM is to control things going in and out. Okay, control flow of material in and out of the cell. Okay, mengawal pengaliran bahan keluar atau memasuki cell. And of course, cytoplasma is where chemical reaction happen. Okay, all this blue part is a cytoplasm. Okay, all your chemical reaction will happen here. And last but not least, the most important part, okay, arguably the most important part will be this thing, your mitochondria. They are there to do respiration. They are there to give you energy. If there's no mitochondria, your cell will die, okay, because there's no energy. So your mitochondria is very, very important to give you energy. All right, so plant cell is the same thing, okay, nucleus, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and mitochondria, but they have 3 more parts extra, which is your cell wall, chloroplast, and your vacuole. Okay, your dinding cell, what is your cell wall? Okay, cell wall is the outside of cell membrane. Okay, I know you already know this, okay, but let me remind you again. The thing that controls substance in and out is only the cell membrane. Only cell membrane is the guard house, control things in and out. Cell wall, although is another skin layer, but it doesn't control things in and out. The function of cell wall is only one and one function only. Okay, that is to provide support. Okay, to support the cell so that the cell doesn't burst. Okay, here's the thing. If you give too much water to animal cell, they will just keep absorbing water, absorb until they are so full, they will just burst, they will die. But plant cells, they don't have such problem. No matter how much water you give it to plant cell, they will just keep absorb. You are just gonna make their plant cell wall go bigger. So it sort of keeps them in shape. So your that's how your cell wall works. Okay, does it control things going in and out? No, cell wall is not a guard house. Okay, it doesn't give permission to things go in and out. Everything can just pass through cell wall. Cell wall is just to keep it in shape. Okay, it's just to keep your cell wall in your plant cell in shape. Okay, chloroplast, this is to contain chlorophyll for your photosynthesis. Vacuole is the place of your storage. Okay, so they provide support. There's also another function. It is a place of storage. Okay, tempat penyimpanan. So what do they store? They store their starch, their water, mineral salt, amino acid, whatever plants they want to store, they will store it in their vacuole. Okay, so it's like a storeroom for them. Okay, they store whatever, you know, etc. stuff. They just put it inside here. Okay, so this one you know lah. All right, next, the comparison of animal and plant cell. Okay, so there are 4 similarity. Okay, all has nucleus, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and mitochondria, which is these 4. Okay, so the difference would be these 3. Okay, cell wall, chloroplast, and vacuole. Of course, cell wall affects the shape. So animal cell has no cell wall, so the shape has no fixed shape. Okay, since it doesn't, we don't have a cell wall to limit our shape, so we don't have a fixed shape. But plant cell, they have a cell wall, that's why they have a fixed shape. All plant cells, they kind of look the same. They are this rectangular-ish shape. Okay, nothing special. But our cell, our red blood cell, our sperm cell, our nerve cell, our muscle cell, they all look different shape because of the cell wall, because of the absence of cell wall. Okay, so easy, moving on. Let's go to our unicellular organism and our multicellular organism. Okay, organisma unicell dan organisma multicell. Okay, so what is this? Unicell is the organism that has only one cell. Okay, multicell is more than one cell. You are a multicellular organism. Okay, so what are the unicell examples? Okay, you have your amoeba and paramecium. Remember, they are both animals. They will ask this in exam. Okay, these are both animals. And your Chlamydomonas, this cockroach-looking thing, it is a plant. Okay, Euglena is a special case. This guy is very weird because this Euglena, they have both characteristic of plants and animals. So are they a plant or are they an animal? I don't know. I can't tell you because they are both. So that's why they are a special case. And as for multicellular, you have your Hydra as an animal, and Mucor and Spirogyra as a plant. Okay, here's the thing, even though they are multicellular, you still can't see them under your naked eye. You have to use your microscope. Okay, I know Hydra is a multi-cell. You must say, sir, I'm a multi-cell. Okay, but I don't need you know, microscope to see, but they do. Okay, your Hydra is actually really, really small. Okay, yeah, hang on, people are coming in as usual. Okay, yes, hello, for those who just came in, we are in the December notes already. Okay, we are in Form 1, Chapter 2. Okay, so moving on, let's look at the types of cell in animal. We have different types of cell in our body. Okay, epithelium cell is the skin cell. Okay, cell pulling, the skin cell. So your skin is epithelium. Okay, here's the thing. Not only your skin has skin, your organ also has skin. Okay, I know it makes no sense, but your organ has a layer of skin protecting it. That skin is called epithelium cell. Even inside your mouth is epithelium cell. Inside your stomach is epithelium cell. Your esophagus is also epithelium cell. This skin cell is everywhere. Anywhere, most of your organ, they have a skin on the inside and the outside. Okay, so it forms, what's the function? Okay, of course, it's to protect. Why does your organ need a layer of skin? Okay, it's to protect you. And of course, it's for secretion also. Like your stomach, they will secrete hydrochloric acid. So the function of the skin in your stomach is to produce acid as well. Okay, so muscle is for movement. Reproductive cell is for reproduction, okay, to carry genetic material. Nerve cell is to carry nerve impulse. Okay, now I believe you know what's nerve impulse lah. When I was saying nerve impulse during your Form 1, you are like, okay, what is nerve impulse? Okay, now you know. So your red blood cell is to carry oxygen, okay, to carry carbon dioxide. White blood cell is to fight. You can just say pathogen. Okay, do you remember what is pathogen? Any microorganism that cause you disease is called pathogen. Okay, so the function of white blood cell is to kill pathogen. Okay, so how about for plant? Plant also has epidermal cell. This is their skin cell. Okay, here's the thing. The skin in human is called epithelium cell, but for plant it's called epidermal cell. There's a slight name difference. Okay, you have to know this. So your epidermal cell is actually at the surface of your leaf and at the bottom of your leaf. Okay, your palisade cell is where you do photosynthesis. Okay, guard cell is to control your stoma, which is the whole. Root hair cell, as the name says, is to absorb water and mineral salt. Okay, cell rambut akar. Okay, next one. This one is the simplest part. Okay, most of you won't get this wrong. Okay, cell, a group of cells is called tissue, a group of tissue is called organ, a group of organ is called system, and a group of system is called organism. Okay, so how many systems do you have? You have 11 systems. Okay, you have to know what are they, their name, and their function. So by now, I believe you can name most of them, right? Okay, so first of all, excretory system, system perkumuhan. This is to remove waste product, menyingkirkan bahan buangan. Skeletal system, sistem rangka. This is to support the body, menyokong badan, or to protect organ, melindungi organ. Lymphatic system, your system lympha. Okay, system lympha. This is sort of like your defense system. Okay, protect body from pathogen. Okay, no need to say infection, just say pathogen. So when you are sick, your lymphatic system is working. Okay, so when you get that COVID vaccine, you are just stimulating your lymphatic system to produce antibody to wait for the COVID to come. Okay, so this is like a prepare in advance. And of course, your digestive system, you learn this in Form 2, system pencernaan. This is to break down food. Muscular system, system otot. This is to for movement. Intergumentary system, system intergument, that's a skin system. Okay, your skin is not only an organ, it is a system. So it is to protect your body. Okay, melindungi badan, also to regulate your temperature, mengawal suhu badan. This is why you sweat. Okay, when you're hot, your skin sweats. When you are cold, your hair stands up to trap air on your skin to keep yourself warm. Right, so nervous system, system saraf, this is to carry nerve impulse. Blood circulatory system, system peredaran darah, to carry oxygen and nutrient, or to carry carbon dioxide and waste away from the body. Respiratory system, respirasi, absorb oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Endocrine system, endocrine, this is to produce hormone. You will learn this next year. Okay, very interesting system, but I'll talk about this next year. If you're taking science lah, if you are taking biology, you will still learn this, but okay, I'm not teaching you there already. Okay, next, reproductive system, pembiakan. Okay, this is to produce offspring, okay, which makes you ensure the survival of humans. All right, so respiration has two types. I don't really like to call breathing respiration. Okay, breathing is breathing. Respiration usually refers to internal respiration or cellular respiration, okay, which is this one. Okay, use glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. I believe this thing has been repeated to death. You've heard this thing like don't know how many times. And of course, photosynthesis is the reverse. Plants take carbon dioxide and water, which is a thing you don't want. Okay, they combine this thing using light, energy, and chlorophyll. They will give us back glucose and oxygen. This is what plants don't want. They will give it to us. Okay, so it's like an exchange. We take things that they don't want. Okay, we create things that we don't want. We give it to them again. So it's like an exchange. Okay, it's like this is what I call carbon cycle lah. Okay, guitar carbon. Done this already. All right, and of course, how do you test for photosynthesis? Very easy. You just test for the starch. Okay, you just test for the starch. Do you still remember how to do starch test? Starch test is by using something called iodine solution. When iodine solution meets starch, it will turn from brown to dark blue or blue-black. You learn this in Form 2, your food test. But here's the thing, before doing this, you need to do 3 steps. Okay, number 1, you need to put your leaf in boiling water. You have to know the function. I'll write this here. This is to break the cell wall. Okay, memecahkan dinding cell. And then after you break the cell wall, you have to put it in ethanol, which is alcohol. This is to remove the chlorophyll. Okay, to wash away the green stuff. And the next one, we put it in hot water again. This is to wash away the ethanol. Okay, to remove the ethanol. So now your leaf should look like pale yellow. When you put starch, when you put iodine solution onto it, you should be able to see something. Okay, so you might say, sir, why do this trick? Why can't we just put iodine solution straight onto a leaf? Because you will not see anything. Okay, the cell wall is locking all the starch in place, and the chlorophyll is making the leaf very dark, so you cannot see the color change. This is why we break the cell wall, we remove the dark color so that you are able to see something. Okay, easy. So when I see starch here, when I see blue, black, or dark blue here, that means there is starch in the leaf. If there is starch in the leaf, that means they are producing glucose. As you know, glucose is the simplest form of starch. If they have glucose in the leaf, that means they have been doing photosynthesis. This is how we prove it. By using this simple experiment, we can prove that whether a plant is doing photosynthesis or not. Okay, so we can do this to test 4 factors. Okay, number 1, sunlight. You put one without sunlight, you put one with sunlight. So at the end of the day, when you pluck one leaf out and you pluck another leaf out, this one should give you blue-black because there is starch. This one should give you nothing. Okay, there's no starch. Okay, because this one has not been photosynthesizing, there's no sunlight. Same thing, the part with chlorophyll, you should see blue-black. The white part, you should see no blue-black. And then the other one, when I put potassium hydroxide, it sucks away all the carbon dioxide. So in this jar, there's no carbon dioxide. So there's no carbon dioxide, photosynthesis cannot take place. You take any leaf from this plant, you do starch test, you will not see anything. Okay, because there's no carbon dioxide. Of course, last one, water. One you put water, one you don't put water. This one you should see positive test. This one you should see negative test. Because if there's no water, there's no photosynthesis. Okay, easy, really easy stuff. Okay, so the difference between respiration and photosynthesis. Okay, this is what we do, this is what plants do. So what happens in the mitochondria, what happens in the chloroplast? One releases energy. Respiration is to give you energy, but photosynthesis is to suck energy from the sun. So it's to absorb energy. Okay, so cell respiration is to use chemical energy, okay, because the starch is the chemical energy. but photosynthesis is to use energy from the sun, so it's light energy. Okay, occurs in everything. Okay, even plants, they will do respiration, but photosynthesis is only for green plants. Okay, or anything that has chloroplast. All right, break down glucose to produce energy and we synthesize glucose. This is to use money, this is to make money. Think of glucose as money. This is to use it, this is to make it. Okay, one use glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. One use carbon dioxide and water to make oxygen and glucose. So it's the reverse. Okay, respiration happens all the time, but photosynthesis only happens when there's light. Okay, any light, not just sunlight, even the light at your house, your plants will still do photosynthesis. Okay, so the bottom part, you can just read this yourself. I would say it's quite a long chapter, okay, but it's not too hard because this thing is like, after studying for like 3 years, this thing should be like easy peasy for you already. Okay, so moving on, let's go to our exercise. Okay, let's go to our exercise. Page 2. I'll try to cover as many questions as I can, but I don't think I can finish this by today because there's a lot of exercise. So number 1, diagram 1 shows the general structure of the cell. So this is a cell. So they show you the membrane, the cell membrane already. So P should be your nucleus. Okay, and P should be your cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. They should point to this gray area. They shouldn't point to this black thing. Why got black dots one? If I'm not mistaken, these black dots they should be vacuole. Okay, I know this is an animal cell. Animal cells should have no vacuole, but some animal cells they do. It's not a big vacuole, but small vacuoles all over the cell. Like our liver cell, they actually have vacuole. Okay, so B, mark the correct difference between animal cell and plant cell. So number 1, a plant cell has chloroplast, but animal cell has no chloroplast. Well, yes. Okay, number 2, an animal cell has a large vacuole, but a plant cell has no vacuole. No, okay, this is wrong. Okay, it should be the reverse. Number 3, a plant cell has a cell wall, but an animal cell has no cell wall. Yes. And number 4, an animal cell has fixed shape, but plant cell has various shape. Okay, this is also the reverse. Plant cell has cell wall, that's why they have fixed shape. Okay, the cell wall makes them to have a fixed shape. Okay, so the next one. So plant cell, label the part X and Y. So X should be your cytoplasm. Right now, I'm just gonna write the alphabet here. Y should be your nucleus. Okay, backbone is this one. So B, mark for a correct statement about plant cell and animal cell. So what's the difference in plant cell and animal cell? So plant cell, it has a cell wall. It has a cell wall. Does not have a fixed shape. No, it has a fixed shape. So this is wrong. Animal cell does not have a vacuole, or the vacuoles are very tiny. Yes. It has no central vacuole. Even they have vacuole, it's a tiny vacuole. Number 4, stores food in the form of starch granule. No, we don't store starch. Okay, this is extra info for those who are taking biology next year. Okay, let me tell you a little bit info. We don't store starch. You can only find starch in plants, like potato is starch, rice is starch, any starchy vegetables, okay, tapioca, whatever. For animals, we don't store starch, we store glycogen. Okay, what is this? Did you learn this next year? Glycogen is like a power bank in your muscle. When you run, okay, when you exercise, when your blood glucose drops, your body is going to take this glycogen out from your muscle and they burn it. So this is like a power reserve. It's like your power reserve. It's like your power bank. Okay, if you don't exercise now you're fully charged. As you're starting to exercise, your charge goes down, like your car, like your phone battery. So you need to use the power bank to keep the thing going. So the power bank is your glycogen. Okay, so animals store glycogen. You don't find starch in animals. Okay, so number 3, diagram 2 shows microorganism that can be only seen under a microscope. Label uni or multi. So uni is this one. which is a paramecium. Multi is this one, which is a spirogyra. Spirogyra. I don't know how to pronounce that. Whatever, okay, you get the point. So B, match the following organism with the correct name. So this thing should be amoeba. Okay, this thing is an amoeba. If I'm going too fast, let me know. I'll slow down. Okay, if not, I'm just gonna speak through because this thing should be very easy for you. So what cell is this? The first one should be a muscle cell. Okay, your muscle cell. Q should be a sperm cell. So what's the function? P, muscle cell, is to contract and relax. Okay, the Q here is for movement. So gerakan. Q is to fertilize the ovum. Okay, oxygen is, this one is for your red blood cell. It's not here. Okay, next, number 5. Okay, first level you have a cell, followed by your tissue. ADN is tissue, followed by organ, followed by system. This is your blood circulatory system. So match the system and the respective organ. Your digestive system should be your liver. Okay, you might say, sir, liver is in digestive system. Yes, it is. Your food doesn't pass through your liver, but your liver plays a part. Your liver will produce something called bile. Remember? Hempedu. This thing is used to break down your fat. Memecahkan titisan minyak. So where is this thing stored? This thing is stored in your gallbladder, your pundi hempedu, which is that small bag at the side of your liver. When you eat something fatty, when you eat fried chicken, you eat butter, this thing will come out and break your fat down. Okay, so your human nervous system should be your brain. Okay, this thing is your bladder, urinary bladder. This should be your excretory system. Okay, number 6. So I'm just gonna put the alphabets here. I'm not gonna write here. So A connects to tissue and protects the organ in the body. That will be a connective tissue. What is your connective tissue? Your bone is your connective tissue. Your blood is your connective tissue because it connects two different organs. This is actually not your syllabus. Okay, connective tissue, you will learn this in biology next year. You need to take biology. Okay, so this is not your concern. So B, move the parts of the body through contraction and relaxation. Okay, when you see movement, you know this is your muscle. This hemoglobin carries oxygen. You know this is your red blood cell. Protect your body against disease. You know this is your white blood cell. Okay, so far nothing difficult. So next one, number 7. Diagram 6 shows an amoeba that lives in pond water. So what is your X? X is nucleus. Okay, state its function. Okay, to control cell activity. Okay, mengawal activity cell. Right, so label the structure that controls substance entering and leaving. Entering and leaving, for sure, this is the cell membrane. This one. Okay, that's your key. Why are they leaving so much space in? So C, an amoeba is able to move around and change its shape. However, a plant cell is not able to. Explain why. Because how does it change shape? Because it has no cell wall. Okay, amoeba has no cell wall. Amoeba, the other dinding cell. 2 marks here. If you want to say another point, you can say plant cells have cell wall that limits their shape. Okay, plant cell has cell wall that controls their shape. Can. Sel tumbuhan mempunyai dinding sel yang mengawalkan bentuknya. It's almost the same point. So I'm not going to write it twice. Yeah, I'll just keep it 1 point. So the amoeba is a unicellular organism. What is the meaning of unicellular organism? An organism that consists of only one cell. Okay, an organism that consists of only one cell. Organisma yang satu cell sahaja. Okay, there's only one cell. So DE, mitochondria can be observed when an amoeba is viewed under microscope. If these structures were absent, what will happen to this organism? Explain why. So what's the function of mitochondria? Is to produce energy, right? If there's no energy, if there's no mitochondria, then there's no energy. Okay, no energy is produced. Dihasilkan. Explain why. Why is no energy produced? Because mitochondria carry out respiration. Okay, mitochondria menjalankan respirasi. Okay, if there's no mitochondria, there will be no respiration, then there will be no energy. Actually, if you ask me what happen if there's no energy? The cell will actually die. Any cells that cannot produce energy, they will die. But you cannot put this answer here. You cannot just say die. Okay, that would be a very lousy answer. Okay, we all die someday. It's not like your doctor will keep telling you, oh, what happens if you have fever, you don't take medicine, you die. Okay, technically you die what? You just die 20 years later or 50 years later. That's a stupid answer. Okay, so just don't say the cell die. It doesn't mean anything. Just you say the specific thing that will happen. Okay, no energy is produced. Okay, so number 8, this is a plant cell. So what is your Y? Y is a backbone. Okay, your backbone. Is this center back thing? Number 2, describe the role played by structure Y. What is this structure? Okay, it is for cell support, like I said just now. Untuk sokongan cell. Or it is a place of storage of starch, okay, mineral salt, water, so on. Okay, OBM is tempat penyimpanan energi, garam mineral, air. How does it support the cell? Okay, here's the thing. You see, since plant has a cell wall, so it limits their shape, right? That means for plant cell to grow taller, it is a challenge because the cell wall is limiting them. So what they do is when you water a plant will purposefully absorb more water in, okay, so that this thing expands. When this thing expands like crazy, the cell wall has no choice but to expand as well. So this is how they elongate themselves. This is how they make themselves longer so that they grow taller by purposefully squeezing the cell wall out by using the backbone. So this is why it is also for cell support. It makes them grow taller. Okay, so B, this is a chick cell. Okay, so if you use your chick cell, just now you see this thing, and of course this is your amoeba cell. What are the similarities between the chick cell and amoeba cell? So what's the similarity? They are both animal cells. Okay, they're both animal cells. Cell haiwan. So there's 4 similarity. They both have nucleus, both have cytoplasm, both have cell wall, cell membrane, both has mitochondria. You can even say both has no cell wall. Anything you want to write here. Okay, there's only 2 marks here. Don't overkill. All right, so read the following statement. Both the chick cell and the amoeba cell shows a difference in structure. Okay, so this is like chin-cai shape. This one is at least round. So I explain the statement. Okay, why is amoeba chin-cai shape one? This is because they need to move. Okay, your chick cell is just staying inside your chick. They're not swimming anywhere. But this guy, he's swimming somewhere in water. If you look under your microscope, amoeba is a very active cell. Amoeba will just swim here and there, swim here and there. They're just trying to find food. That's why they need to be. Their shape just keep changing as they swim. Okay, not only this, they will also eat. Okay, you see, when there's a food in front, amoeba cell will just change their shape and surround the food. Okay, and then they will just eat the food. See, change shape to eat. Your chick cell doesn't do this. Okay, the chick cell doesn't eat. Okay, so I explain the statement. Okay, so amoeba changes shape for movement and feeding. Okay, amoeba bentuk untuk pergerakan dan permakanan. This question is a little bit out of syllabus because it's not really our concern whether an amoeba change shape or not. You will learn this in biology chapter 1 next year. Okay, how do I know? Because I used to teach biology. Okay, even in biology, when we study paramecium and amoeba, we don't really focus on them because let's face it, let's be honest, these are two very boring organisms. Nobody gives a shit about them. They're just okay. You can find amoeba and paramecium in ponds. Okay, you go to any pond nearby your house or any kolam nearby your house, just scoop one scoop of water out, put it under the microscope. Chances are you will see this amoeba and paramecium swimming everywhere. They are everywhere. Okay, as long as your water has no chlorine, as long as your water has nothing that kills them, this paramecium will be there. This amoeba will be there. That's not. Okay, so let's go to the 9. So this is your plant cell, obviously. This is your animal cell. So match structure P and Q. P is your chloroplast. Okay, this will contain chlorophyll. Photosynthesis. Q is your nucleus. This is your control cell activity. All right, so who is this? Control flow of material in and out. That will be your cell membrane. Before you ask me, sir, why does a cell look like this one? What about this thing on? You'll learn this next year. Okay, what is this thing? You really want to know? This thing is called your rough endoplasmic reticulum. This thing is called your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This thing is called your Golgi apparatus. Don't ask. Okay, don't ask. It's a very long name that you have to memorize next year. But that's not our concern. Okay, just ignore for now. Okay, so B, state two similarities between Y and Z. Okay, so what's the difference? Basically, what's the difference between animals and plant cell lah? Adoy, this is a plant, this is an animal. So what's the difference? So many lah, and got cell wall. Okay, other dinding cell, no cell wall, has vacuole, no vacuole. What else? Has chloroplast, no chloroplast, has fixed shape, no fixed shape. Oh, wait, they want similarity, silly me. Okay, I believe the difference is here. Okay, so how about similarity? Okay, they both have nucleus, cytoplasm, okay, cell membrane, mitochondria. So on. Okay, again, I'm keeping my answer short. I'm not giving you long-winded answer because you already know how to do this. Okay, write this yourself. Let me repeat again. You cannot write point form in exam. You have to write everything in continuous sentence form. Okay. All right, number 10. Diagram 1 shows two types of organelle. Okay, you have your organelle A. What is this thing? It's actually a mitochondria. Okay, a very HD colorful form of it. It's found in large, you see, they already give you the hint. Found large number in sperm cell. What does the sperm cell need? A sperm cell needs energy. So sperm cell need energy for what? Need energy to swim lah. Okay, so what gives energy? Mitochondria. Okay, then organelle B is found in your palisade mesophyll cell. This is the part that does your photosynthesis. So obviously, this is a chloroplast. Okay, so compare organelles A and B in the aspect of its type and importance. So the type, okay, let us name it then. Okay, so A is mitochondria, B is chloroplast. Importance, A is to do respiration, respirasi, D is to do photosynthesis. Next year, you will learn detail into this thing. Okay, this thing inside is actually called lamella. This is called thylakoid. It actually has two membranes, and you will learn the full equation if you're taking it by bio. So I always say, next year if you're taking bio, make sure you think properly. If the bio is not your thing, if you are not so good in biology stuff, then don't force yourself to take it because it's not worth it. Okay, you'll be killing yourself. Okay, so B. Predict what will happen if all organelles A are removed from the cell. Okay, like I said, if there's no mitochondria, what will happen? Things will say die. Okay, there will be no energy produced. Because there's no mitochondria. So C, predict what will happen if organelle B are removed. Same thing lah. No photosynthesis. The other photosynthesis will not do. So if you remove all the chlorophyll, then they will not do photosynthesis. That's what happens when the leaf gets old. Okay, when the chloroplast just dies. All right, so 11, diagram 2.1 shows two types of multicellular organism. Okay, there's a Mucor and a Spirogyra. They are both multi, don't forget. So why are these two organisms classified as plants? There's a lot of things you can say. You can say both have cell wall. Okay, kedua-dua mempunyai dinding sel. Vacuole. Okay, I know you might say, sir, Mucor got vacuole meh? Got cell wall meh? Got. It's just you cannot see. Okay, basically they're asking for the common characteristic of plants. So state three difference between Mucor and Spirogyra. Wow, so many. This one got chlorophyll. This one don't have. So you can relate to the function now. This one will do photosynthesis. This one will not. Okay. So what else? Oh, you can talk about where they live also. So this one live in bright. Okay, bright places. This one does not. Okay, or it lives in dark places. You see, your Mucor is a fungi. Fungi, they like living in dark places because they don't have chlorophyll. So they cannot do photosynthesis. So what's the point of living in bright places? They will die because of the UV. That's why mushroom, you don't see mushroom grow under the sun. Okay, mushroom, they will grow anywhere away from the sun. Okay, because they don't like the sunlight. Sunlight will just kill them. Whereas this thing, you can find it in fresh water, especially places with a lot of sunlight. And you see it's power. Okay, so B, a paramecium can be observed under a microscope as shown. So this is a paramecium. In your opinion, why is the paramecium classified as a unicellular organism? Just now, okay, it consists of only one cell. Cells are here. Okay, I hope I'm not going too fast. If I am, you let me know. I'll scroll back and let you copy. Okay, because this is really simple stuff. I don't want to spend too much time here. So number 2, give an explanation why unicellular organisms such as the paramecium and amoeba are classified as living things. Okay, so many things you can say here. Okay, both they do respiration. Okay, respirasi. Both will do growth, pertumbuhan. Both will do reproduction. Okay, pembiakan. Both will do what else? Excretion. Okay, pertumbuhan. Take your pick. Any 2 points will do. Okay, both are living things because both carry out respiration. Kedua-dua adalah benda hidup kerana menjalankan respirasi. Both are living things because both undergoes growth. Kedua-dua adalah benda hidup kerana kedua-dua mengalami pertumbuhan. So any 2 points. Okay? You need all four to be a living thing. All right, so diagram 2.4 shows the structure in the human body. So this is your skin cell, your epithelium cell. So state the function of this structure. Okay, like I said, what's the function of your skin? Okay, it's for protection. Okay, perlindungan. Not only that, the one in your stomach, they will secrete acid. The one in your mouth, they will secrete saliva. So it's also for secretion. Protect and secrete. So the one, your trachea, inside your trachea also has epithelium cell. They are there to secrete mucus. Okay, that's why you have this sticky clear fluid to trap the dust. That's the mucus. Okay, so number 12, this is a leaf. The top layer is called cuticle. It's called cuticle. What is a cuticle? Cuticle is a waxy layer. You see, every piece of leaf, there's a waxy layer at the top. The wax is to stop water from evaporating. Bottom got no wax. This is why every leaf, the top feels very smooth when you touch it, but the bottom is kind of a bit rough because there's no wax at the bottom. That's why water can only go out at the bottom. The top cannot because the wax is blocking already. Okay, so how about this one? This is your upper epidermis, upper skin. So we have your upper skin and your lower skin. So this is your lower epidermis. Y is your palisade. Stop it. You have to memorize this. This is where all photosynthesis takes place. Why? Can you see the amount of their chlorophyll? There's a lot of chloroplasts here. That's why all photosynthesis will take place here. Okay, or here rather. So what is this? What is this thing in the middle here? This is xylem. Okay, this is your phloem. Now you know that. Now that you know, I can tell you. Last time we used to think, what is this thing here? This is what we call our vascular bundle. Okay, xylem and phloem. Okay, so state the function of W. What's the function of the cuticle? Okay, this is to prevent evaporation of water. Okay, menghalang pemijatan air. So for Y, your palisade mesophyll, this is where all your photosynthesis takes place. Okay, to carry out photosynthesis. Jalankan photosynthesis. Okay, so for C, what is cell N? What is this? This is your gut cell. Cell pengawal. You just learned this year, right? Okay, when gut cell they become flaccid, gaseous exchange cannot happen. Transpiration will stop. Remember what is transpiration? The evaporation of water. So in the morning, when they curve out, when they become turgid, okay, segar, they open, that's when gaseous exchange will happen. That's when transpiration will happen. Okay, so the function is to control Okay, so it's like your taban lah, huh? Your gut house controls the opening of the taban. So the gut cell controls the opening of the leaf. Okay, same thing. Gut house, gut cell. So gut cell pengawal. Okay, so D. Wow, this question looks so familiar. So complete the diagram below by using the words given. Does the cell have a nucleus? No. What has no nucleus? That's your red blood cell. Remember, this year, I think we did this in Form 1, but you didn't understand back then, but now you do. You see, our red blood cell has no nucleus. Why? This is so that they can have the maximum amount of hemoglobin. When they have maximum hemoglobin, they will carry maximum oxygen. So that's one of the adaptation of red blood cell. That's why your red blood cell, since your red blood cell has no nucleus, your red blood cell will not just grow themselves. When they die, they die. So who grows new red blood cell for your body? That would be your bone marrow, your sum tulang. You know, it's a bone marrow, okay, inside your ribs, inside your femur, your thigh bone. Okay, when you chop your thigh bone open, there's this jelly thing inside. That's the bone marrow. Okay, that place will produce new red blood cell. Okay, your red blood cell doesn't grow itself. Right, so yes, if it has a nucleus, okay, does the cell have chloroplast? If there's no chloroplast, obviously this will be your sperm cell. Sperm cell is not green, obviously. Alice's cell is green here. Alice's cell is here. Okay, so E, explain why the cell mentioned in D1 does not have a nucleus. Okay, I just said it. Okay, this is to carry, okay, to contain hemoglobin. Okay, untuk menampung hemoglobin to carry oxygen. So, put oxygen. Okay, to carry oxygen. So here's the fun fact. Every red blood cell can carry 4 molecules of oxygen. Okay, 4. So you have millions of red blood cells and this thing can work tirelessly. Okay, they just don't stop until they die. Okay, so F, predict the effect if the number of cells in D1 decrease. So when there's less red blood cell, what will happen? Okay, so less oxygen is carried to body cells. Okay, lebih kurang oksigen diangkut ke sel badan. Or you can even say less carbon dioxide is carried away from body cells. Lebih kurang karbon dioksida diangkut dari sel badan. Okay, so in this case, you have something called anemia. Okay, anemia is when you don't have enough red blood cell. So why do you have anemia? There's a lot of reasons. It could be you lacking iron. You learned this in Form 2, right? When you lack a mineral called iron, you will have anemia. You don't have enough red blood cell, you get tired very easily. When you run, you get dizzy. That's anemia. Okay, it could be also due to genetic factor. If you have a certain disease called thalassemia, you have a certain disease called sickle cell anemia, then you have anemia also. Okay, so what are these? What is a sickle cell anemia? Sickle cell anemia is when your red blood cell doesn't look round. You're born with a sickle-shaped red blood cell. Your red blood cell just look like a sickle. You know what's a sickle? Sickle is like a crescent. You know your Malaysia flag, it has a sickle there, right? It has a crescent moon there, right? Then your red blood cell looks like that. Okay, very serious trouble, you can die. So if you are sitting here without a problem, then most likely you don't have anemia already. Okay, it's quite rare, but if it happens, then it's a serious problem. Okay, so G, explain why the cell in D2 cannot produce its own food because it doesn't have chloroplast. Okay, it does not have chloroplast. Okay, tidak mempunyai chloroplast. Okay, so it does not carry out photosynthesis. Now, PM you write yourself lah, it's too long. Tidak menjalankan photosynthesis. Repetitive already. So H, briefly describe the shape of stoma during different time of the day. Okay, good question. You should be able to answer this. This is this year's question. So during daytime, okay, so stoma opens. Okay, pada waktu siang, stoma buka. And during nighttime, stoma closes. Or even when it's too hot, when the weather is too dry, stoma will also close. This is to stop the plant from losing too much of water. Okay, because they die when they dehydrate. Okay, well, obviously, that's why they have closed. Okay, so I believe you can do this, really simple, So I'll discuss one more. So Q, tissue, R, system organ. So Q should be your cell. R should be organ. So number two, give one example of tissue in a human body. Epithelium tissue. Okay, tissue epithelium. So many lah, you have your nerve tissue, muscle tissue, skin tissue, epithelial tissue lah. Yeah, so on. Blood is a tissue as well. Okay, you can say blood here because blood is a tissue. Okay, so give one example of system in plant. Okay, that you have your root system. Okay, there's only two systems, root system or the stem system. Okay, system akar atau system batang. All right, so next one, this is your blood circulatory system. You just learned this year. Okay, sistem peredaran darah. Give one organ, there's your heart, jantung. Explain the function. You know lah, carry oxygen and nutrient to body cell. Carry carbon dioxide and waste product away from body cell. Two functions. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna explain this really lah. The stroke thing is not your syllabus also. Okay, so I cannot discuss all, like I said. Okay, there's only 17 questions here, but I think I got pretty close. I finished 13. So the other 3, 4 each question, you finish it yourself. Answer, I will put it in Google Classroom. Please check it there. Okay. If this chapter is too easy for you, you think it's a waste of time to do, you can just check the answer straight. It's okay, I don't mind. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here. Next week, we shall continue with Form 1, Chapter 3. The whole December is going to be a chapter, it's going to be a biology revision, okay, to prepare you for the finals in January. Should be end of January. All right, so that's it for today. Okay, I hope you managed to revise something. I will see you again next week, same time. All right, so good night, everyone. I'll see you next week, and bye-bye.